calling you back home for these Healing with Marcus lives on Mondays. One of our main purposes is to help us, guide us, come back home. The drum helps us. The drum reminds us of our origin. And it helps us to release anything that we're sitting with. Welcome on board, everybody. LEK, dear sister, welcome on board. So, as we sit here and we take in this drum, you may start to recognize and realize that the drum is one of the oldest tools and instruments, aside from the human voice, that we've been using for ceremony for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. When we see and look at the indigenous tribes all across the world, from Africa, from South America, from Australia, we also recognize that since the drum used to be part of, it originally was a fallen tree trunk that they would use with their beater drums, their drum beaters, to create sound, a rhythmic sound. This speaks to you, my dear, to your original DNA, to our ancestral heritage. There it is. So welcome on board, everybody. I'm so grateful you're here. It's very nice to sit and share this space with you. In our world, so this is what's going to happen today. We're going to have a bit of a sharing here, a talk for maybe 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, and then we're going into our healing session, which will last for about 10, 15 minutes. And then that's it for the day. This is just so you know where you are in our process. Now, if we look on, well, first of all, I wish you had a beautiful week. I wish you had an amazing experience through the very, very intense energy shifts and energetic uploads, downloads that have been happening through this full moon. We are sitting in the tail end of the full moon today. It was fullest yesterday, midday, and the day before, and last night, lots of full moon energy. And it has been affording us to go very deep in our meditation. This full moon energy has helped to raise the collective consciousness. There are a lot more people waking up, starting to understand that our inner reality becomes our outer reality, that how we see the world affects how the world is. So as we begin to move our awareness first deep into ourselves, then deep into the quantum field, we may start to recognize that magic is still very real in this world. What they call magic, yes? We can also call it prayer. As we start to work with the field of the unseen, as we start to move our awareness and our attention into the quantum field of our existence, we understand that that's where our intention, your intention, can make a huge difference on our planet. And for many thousands of years, humanity was aware of this. There's been many civilizations before ours that have been energetically very, very high standing. They've been lived with a very deep understanding and understanding of how the world works. And of course, it's not too late for us to have that deep understanding and understanding. But the majority of our world has not been on board. Part of what happened when we lost our connection to magic, part of what happened, aside from the human ego stepping in as it almost always have done, another thing that happened that, of course, here's the thing, this is a very easy topic to take out of context. It's very easy to take what I'm about to say as a judgment or a negative statement, but it's more about leading us down a path to deepen our understanding. So in the 1600s and then the 1700s, what we call modern science was formed. There were many people, among others Isaac Newton, but many other people who were studying the inner workings of our world. And they were doing this very, very meticulously, right? And they developed the scientific process and how to prove that something is something by having repeatable experiments, which then became known as the scientific method. And over time, this was, of course, I don't believe that anybody had a bad intention with this. I believe everybody who worked with that had a good intention. But they started to kind of break down how our physical reality is made up. They started to see how atoms were put together in different forms to create wood, to create a wall, to create hands, to create rock. They were starting to break that down into the smallest particles that we could find and we could understand. And for a while, we thought that atoms were the smallest parts of our existence. And we hadn't ever seen them. We only could prove it with mathematics. And then we ended up understanding that there's something called quarks, and that there are deeper, smaller particles of atoms as well. The atoms is also made up of smaller and smaller parts. And we have photons that are being emitted from our physical body every moment of every day, all the time. These photons are light particles, or particles, I guess you could call it, even though it's not a particle. But they are being emitted out of our body all the time, from your heart, from your body, from your mind, and they leave traces out into the world. This is how we can experience feelings, so how we can feel things that are happening somewhere else. What inadvertently happened when we started to really nail down how we thought that everything worked was that what they had called God before in regular society until that time, every single person had one or another belief form of God and higher powers. They all believed in some form of magic in our world. And there was a beauty to that, because if we could believe in magic, we could believe that our prayers could be heard, that we could affect the world, that we could live in it. We could go to a shaman, we could go to a witch doctor, we could go to a healer, and we could ask them for help. But as the world started turning more and more towards this new scientific method, the new ideas around science, everything became very square. It moved into the box. So all the what used to be inexplicable, unexplainable to a normal human mind started becoming more explainable. And as we moved into the box of science, into the idea that, well, atoms make up everything and there's nothing else. If you can't see it, it doesn't exist. And that's basically how I grew up in many ways, right? When in the 70s and the 80s back in Sweden, everything was in the box. Everything had to be like you could see it, it didn't exist if you couldn't see it. But if you start to break that down further, then we start to realize and recognize that a world that is made up of atoms and that they can't change in the human mind. The atoms are staying, if they are in the form of a tree, they're going to stay in the form of a tree. If they are in the form of a rock, it's going to stay in the form of a rock. And we didn't understand, because we have a very limited perception of reality as human beings. We saw 80 years, a human lifetime, as a long time. We thought that if you can't observe it within a certain amount of time, it can't be happening. But if you zoom out a little bit and you back out from that human limited perception and you start to see it from from 10,000 years for 20, 30, 40, 50,000 years, or if you even can see it from the perspective of basically of what we could call Earth Mother, Pachamama, which could be millions and millions of years, because the Earth is, as far as we know, very old. That perspective changes. Then one human life, 180-year lifespan, is less than a blink of an eye. And just because we, within the last 200-300 years, believe that we have figured out every little function of every little thing, and that we now can calculate with math all the functions, we thought we had figured the world out. This is what this is about today. When we thought we had figured the world out, we lost our power. We lost our connection to nature because we didn't understand that everything in this world can be affected from the quantum field, from the world of the unseen. And when you look at almost all the spiritual writings, the older writings, books, they all talk about the ether. They all talk about the field of no thing. And when you start to understand that if you look at a room, like a regular room, maybe you have furniture in that room and you have things in that room. What's left when you take everything out of that room? The room isn't gone, right? There's still energy in that room. There's still a field in that room. Even though the furniture is gone, even though the TV is gone. And so what we're trying to get to here is to kind of almost marry the idea that science is set in its ways, right? It's set in the ways and it's very much in the box, which made us humans very powerless. The world was a spinning planet, a rock hurling through space, and there was nothing we could do about anything on it. We were just in for the ride. This created a sense of survival for human beings, right? So since the rise of science, we had a sense of survival before too, and a threat. But before that, our prayers would go out to higher powers, to different life forms that may have been outside of our field of visual reference. But when the atoms came in and we started realizing that, oh my God, everything is explicable, explainable, magic went away. And when the magic left our thought process, our awareness, we lost our power. We lost our sense of connection. And when you come to a shaman, we sit, some people refer to us as bridge builders between the worlds, between the world of the unseen and the world of the seen. Because we've been granted the gift of seeing deeper, seeing beyond, going into that field and listening to what's coming to us. Because it turns out that as science got deeper, if you look up Einstein, as he was coming to the epitome of his life, he started saying that the more I know, the less I know. He was saying how the best ideas he got was when he was asleep, that many problems worked their way through his mind when he was sleeping, because the answers would come to him in his dreams, in his non-awakened state, which is very much how shamans work in the world. We go into an altered state of consciousness, and we hear and we see and we experience things that are beyond our level of seeing and hearing, our normal 5 senses. This brings back the world of magic. But we can bring it back into our time. We don't have to go back and stop believing in science. We don't have to go back and stop thinking that nothing of what they say is real, because some of it is absolutely very real. But there are limitations to everything. And as long as we think that we have to calculate and figure everything out the traditional way, the scientific way, we are very limited in our understanding. Because if you start to look at how life is expressing itself on our planet, how the trees grow everywhere, how the dolphins and the whales swim in the ocean and interact with the planktons and the other fishes, how everything is a system of life, an ever-evolving system of life. And how humanity, how we have become an evolving species on this planet. And when we were still living in coherence with our Earth Mother, we were actually, many Indian tribes, South American or North American or other parts of the world, talk about how they were working with Earth Mother to improve the conditions for themselves and for Earth Mother, not just themselves. There was a very conscious awareness of the connectivity between us. But as we started figuring out, thinking that now we know everything, we lost that connection. And now we're using pesticides. We're using a lot of different things that are really, truly hurting so many living organisms on our planet, including ourselves. So as we are starting to wake up to the understanding that there is so much more to our world, because here's the other kicker, right? If we look at what electricity is, it's a force that we have been able to manipulate through cords and through transformer stations and all that stuff, so that they can reach into each home, and that we can just plug a plug into the wall and we have electricity, we have power. We still can't see electricity. You just know it's there because they told us it's there, because it's working, because you've tried it. There's a lot of things in this world we can't see, but they are still there. All the air around here is full of electromagnetic waves of different frequencies. The 5G, the radio signals, the TV signals, cell phone towers, all of it running across 5G now, but like there are so many different wavelengths filling up the ether with noise. And if you really think about it, we can't see those things. Those things are beyond our awareness. And as you start to move your awareness into that field, the space of the unseen, this is where we start to recognize that all forms originated in the quantum field as an intention. All the religious writings are talking about, all of them, like the Norse, the biblical, the Hindus, they're talking about how in the beginning was the Word. Before the Word, everything was black. There was light, then there was dark, and then was the Word. And the Word created everything. The Word is a vibration. It's a frequency that came through the quantum field and organized all the atoms and all the molecules into its form. When we start to realize and recognize that we can move into that field with our awareness, we also begin to learn that we can help heal the world from that space. I personally started learning that through, I knew it somewhere already, but it became abundantly more clear when I started doing my Reiki practice. And in Reiki, we do distance healing. And I would be in my apartment here in LA, and I would be working on people in different parts of the world. I'd be working with you, LEK, or with other people in Sweden, in Canada, and on the East Coast, or in India, or in Chile, and all over our planet. We'd be giving distance healings or initiations, attunements. And there were so many strong, amazing experiences where the person I was working on, and when I was working from my end here, we were connecting in the quantum field, in the field of magic, and the healings were taking place there. What I started learning on a very deep level is that it was very real, very, very real, that the quantum field, the energy, the unseen is more real than our physical reality, because it starts there. The healing, the love, the energy starts there, as well as the negativity. So as we start to move our awareness deeper into that space, when we can begin to heal, like I've been working on the stock market for a while, and I have some friends who have been doing that too. A friend of mine, she had joined in and done that several times, the stock market meditation. And we believe that we are helping the field of the stock market to begin to heal. Now, does it happen quickly? Does it happen slowly? Hard to say. Hard to say. But I know for sure that it's helping in a positive direction, sending light and love into the center of the stock market. Why does it help? I used to think that if somebody said what I'm saying, I've never heard anybody, but like if I had heard that, I would have said, oh my God, we don't want that to exist. Maybe that's not how it is. Maybe we just want it to exist in a healthy way. Maybe we want it to be full of love and understanding and compassion, so that whatever comes through the stock market also is love, compassion, and understanding. So that whatever comes through the stock market is of a higher frequency, a higher vibration, that then goes into the corporate structures, even the banking system. And at some point, these new frequencies of awareness and consciousness are going to reach in even to the corporations and shift how they see the world. And possibly, hopefully, one day, when we do, they will begin to understand the connection. And as they do, the shift on our planet will happen pretty quick. And we are moving. Sorry, I'm going to have a sip of my cacao here. We are moving rapidly into a deeper understanding. The collective consciousness is being vibrating higher all the time right now. And this is going to be spreading like a wildfire. So within the next few years, there's going to be some hard times, but there's going to be a lot of beautiful times too. Good evening, Shauna. Welcome on board. There's going to be some beautiful times as well. As the collective starts to raise in understanding, and people like you and I, we're a little bit ahead of the curve of the understanding. As you go on your healing journey, as you go into yourself, you start to release the trauma out of your system. You breathe light and love into yourself. You grow your roots into Earth Mother, and you start to expand your conscious mind. Because you aren't run by fears anymore. You're not driven by these kind of self-doubting, self-based, fear-based thought processes anymore. You are now able to turn outside of yourself in a healthy way from a higher vibratory state or a deeper vibratory state. And as you understand things deeper, you begin to affect the field more strongly. And the more of us who understand this, the stronger our impact on the world becomes. This is why we're sitting here with you. This is why it's important that we do our inner work, that we do our own inner journey, that we, you and I, sit with our triggers, our trauma. We sit and release it. We give it spaciousness in the body so the body can heal. So you get more power, that you access more power, so you can affect the world stronger. It's absolutely happening. So, dear loved ones, we're going to go in and do a healing session. 10-15 minutes. I would like for you, if you have headphones, feel free to use your headphones. They can be helpful. But of course, if you have loving, beautiful cats around you or dogs, let them be a part of this too. So, I also want you, before we start, I want you to sit with both a sense of gratitude. Feel into your aliveness in your body. Recognize deeply that you are here in this form because every cell in your body is still kicking, is still alive. That you are getting to experience all of this because your body kept you alive this long. Or you may say you kept yourself alive. No, 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 no. Life kept you alive. Life kept you alive. So we may want to find a way to be grateful. And also, there's two more things here, right? Feel the gratitude in your system. Grow roots into Earth Mother. Feel it right now. Just think the thought, I'm growing roots. I'm growing roots. And then, as the healing process goes on, I want you to see if you can fill yourself up with light. And on the forefront of your mind, because we're sitting in this heightened state of consciousness, if you have something you want to release out of your energy body, out of your karmic system, out of your life, if you have something you feel like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this behavior, this feeling, this thought, put it out there. Ask your guides to help you remove it. Help you release it out of your system. We're going to go in and do that now. And with your permission, we will be working on your energy system as well. Deep breaths, deep breaths. And if you have excess energy, send it to the stock market. Go over there and help heal the stock market. Aua! Hey. Toyo taia teo wa ego taia teo wa eogo taia ta teo waia. Toyo taia ta hea taio. A te toyo na te toyo wa e taia. Toyo yo 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 yo. Taya. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murataye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murataye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murataye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Aum. Taiyo, kuku, taiya, teyo, utaiya, heya. Na e toyo, taiya, te e, o, ai. Welcome back into the room, everyone. I hope you had a lovely, beautiful experience. That you could feel the magic that is so very real in our world. That you could access deeper levels of consciousness that we can access all the time at any time. Johnny Neal, so peaceful. Was that a new chant? Thank you, Johnny. That is not a new chant, but I do it every now and then. It comes up to do it every now and then, so it just kind of shows up. It's called what's it called? I forgot the name of it. I'll let you know. Maybe I'll put it in the details of this live video. I was gonna say, good releases happening here. We were able to access your energy field and some of the blocks that you may be carrying in your life. We were able to access and help your guiding spirits to come in as in the form of light energy. Oh, thank you, Sean. I'm glad to hear that. So at some point soon, if you are not signed up for, oh, Glenn Diller, thank you. Loving the candles, thank you, sir. I'm very happy for him too. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, it may help you to do that because I send out all the new information on the newsletter, and sometimes it's hard to figure out ways to reach everybody other ways. So if you haven't yet, go to my website. Oh, LEK, thank you. So if you haven't, go to my website and then sign up for the newsletter, and I will send the newsletters that are coming out once or twice a week. There's going to be a subscription-based weekly tribe healing every week, most likely Fridays. That's going to happen most likely over Zoom. So, but in order for that to happen, it would be good to have your email so that I can invite you. And let's see what else is going on. That's it. I love you very much. I'm very grateful we're here. This is a very strong, powerful movement we are a part of. There's an inner revolution going on, an awareness, consciousness revolution going on. And we are a big part of that. We are a part of that big wave. And the more of us who are waking up, the stronger this gets. The more we can affect the quantum field. Namaste, Johnny. Thank you. So I want to say have a beautiful, lovely week. and I will be in touch soon. Namaste and aho. So much love, everybody. Bye.